Hi, Blastpop here. Today I'm taking a look at the Combat Commander expansion, Resistance, designed by Jensen, published by GMT in 2011. This comes in a standard size box, and the contents, while not abundant, certainly give you an awful lot to play with. It comes in a standard size box, shows you a sample of the map, one of the maps that are included, and goes on to show you some of the componentry. The partisans are sort of in a light mustard yellow color. Comes with 3 maps, which are back printed, so you actually have 6 new maps to play, 1 full-size counter sheet, a playbook, 19 partisan card force deck, a 36 card Partisan Fate deck, and a 6 double-sided scenario cards giving you 12 scenarios. If you're familiar with Combat Commander, then this will be just an introduction as to what you do receive in this package. Included is a pack of baggies. You receive a Partisan Fate deck, and they contain much the same information as the Fate deck does for any other nationality. The Partisans are not truly a nationality, but an accumulation of various forces that fought against the Germans and Italians in World War II. It's a smaller Fate deck, 36 cards instead of 72. Something new is a Partisan Force deck. When you attempt to infiltrate, or when you're creating a random scenario, you'll draw a card when instructed, and you'll choose between one of the 2 forces involved. And there's a victory point listed, and infiltrate dispersed. And then finally you have a reshuffled card, so you can't count cards because there's only 19 cards in the deck. So this mixes it up a little quicker for you. Your playbook comes in at 12 pages. First portion is your introduction, what you do get in the game, a partisan leader table, a fortification table, a random scenario update for those that create random scenarios. And then you got rules for the partisan faction, the partisan unit structure. So you have a gang, a band, a troop, a section, and a crew. Rules for leadership, circle of movement, partisan weapons, which in many cases tends to be whatever you can pick up from your enemy. Rules for irregular melee, sewer, sighting markers, infiltrate orders, wherein the force deck comes into play. A muster order, a knife action, a trap action, a no quarter action, an experienced event, patriotism event, and stealth event. So these are new actions and orders to the system. Design and development notes. And then finally your scenario point values and what your composition of your decks are. A counter manifest. And finally, the Devar map notes and how the game map was created. Now you have series of scenarios. Bessarabian Nights 2. Just stop the video or pause it to see what you want for a little bit longer. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. I believe all the scenarios but one are against the Germans. One is against the Italians. Road trip. Predator becomes prey. Sounds rather interesting. The Orient Express. This is against the Italians. Those are not birds. Tito's Trick. Campagne Scamaroni 2. Butchering that for sure. Valley of the Heroes in Bosnia. Appointment at Deliki. Thunderstorm. And finally, No Quarter. Your counters. You got your new forces on the left, and mostly system markers to the right. It's a thin core white, comparable to the other counters in the previous games in the series for Combat Commander. Your backside. And it is a white core. You have 3 sheets of maps, 1 map per side, 6 total new maps. Interesting, a tunnel. Always interesting, the maps that the system has. Varied and unique, generally speaking. They each seem to have their own flavor. And this looks rather interesting. Dry riverbed, stream, and into a swamp coming down from the hills. A village with fields nearby. Partisan havens, I would imagine. Needless to say, extra maps for scenarios of your own creation. So there's a fair bit of goodies here to expand your current game. Another village along a road. And an area that looks like it might be France. It looks like hedgerows, maybe. Looks like a church. All in all, very nice package. Certainly expands on your repertoire for your Combat Commander games. This has been Combat Commander Resistance. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Blastpop. Bye.